Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome back to the Sunday Night Football Review, or the Sunday Footy Review, however you want to put it. Well, we just seen some games of footy there between we saw the Panthers and the Knights have a 14-all draw, which was magnificent, and then we saw the Seagulls just flog the Bulldogs 32 points to 6. Fantastic performance from the Manly side. They were outstanding tonight. Before I get into the video, I want to give a couple of real quick shout-outs. Shout out to Isaac Ritchie. I understand he had a bit of a panic attack in that golden point there between Penrith and Newcastle. So that game was insane for him. Shout out to NRL Vid 090. Congratulations on Manly getting a big win over the Canterbury Bulldogs. Shout out to the Bundy Chick 82. Shout out to Dean Sullivan. Shout out to Warriors NRL Fanatics. And shout out to Entertain House. Go and subscribe to those YouTube channels if you haven't already. Let's get into the Sunday football review. Going back to the Panthers versus Knights game. And oh my God, what a game of football we've seen there. It was such a good game, you know. Newcastle lost so many players, but they were so gutsy in that second half. They did so well to come back, you know. I'm pretty sure Newcastle, they had no Ponga. They had no Fitzgibbon, they had no Barnett, they had no Brayley, no McCulloch. They lost Pearce early, they lost Watson, they lost fucking so much, man, Newcastle. And they were absolutely brave as they come. Clemmer and Saifidi were absolutely brilliant. I thought Edric Lee was average at best. You know, he didn't do too much. He almost scored the match winner. I thought Tex Hoy's debut was quite solid. He did a good job there. I thought Tex Hoy was really good for the Knights. Bradman Best got a double. It was good to see him get a run. I thought he was good, Bradman Best. You know, Penrith started the game off really well. They got out to a 14 points to nil lead. And Newcastle just looked absolutely destroyed. And it was always going to be tough for them to come back. But 14-0 down, and then Penrith were dominating the first half. I thought Matt Burton was terrific. His kicking game was really strong. Viliame Kikau was an absolute nightmare for the defence. He got the defence nervous. I thought Stephen Crichton and Josh Mansell were brilliant as well. Crichton looked like a dangerous weapon out there. What a player he's going to be. You know, Penrith dominating early out to a 14-0 lead, and you know, Kikau scored the first try. I had a cheeky $2 on that, so that was a nice $30 win. And you know, the thing with Penrith was, the start was well, and then about 10 seconds before half-time, Jacob Saifidi scores under the post for Newcastle, and all of a sudden it's 14-6. And you're thinking to yourself, well, 14-6, Newcastle down at half-time, you know, like, this is going to be a game-changer for Newcastle. This is where the game might swing. And Newcastle started the second half pretty slow. They made a couple errors. Penrith didn't take the opportunities that they had. Newcastle were gritty. They came back. They got it to 14-10. And then it ended up being 14-all. And then Tex Hoy had a chance to win the game from the sideline, and he missed it. So that was disappointing, which was unlucky for the young kid. It was just a good game of football. And then it went to golden point. I think Matt Burton missed about 4 or 5 field goal attempts, which, you know, once you miss 2 field goals, you shouldn't really go for it again, because it just puts too much pressure on you. You know, you miss 1, then it's like, all right, I'll have another shot. You miss 2, all right, it's time to give someone else a crack. Jerome Luai didn't even get a crack at field goal. Coruscant didn't really get a shot at it. Coruscant, I thought, would have been a good option for a field goal, but far out. Newcastle were gritty as. They got it to 14-all. It was anyone's game. Field goal shootout, which I think, you know, Newcastle were at the stage where they were just like, fuck the field goal, we'll go for the try. And then Bradman Best got the ball. All he had to do was give a clean pass to Edric Lee, and the Knights win the game. But nah, the pass from Bradman Best was pretty shit. Edric drops it, and then Penrith and Newcastle end up having a draw. And my God, both teams were out on their feet at the end of the game. I can't believe Newcastle didn't win. They had a massive chance there with Bradman Best, and then Edric drops it. I'm like, fuck. They had it. But as for Penrith, you know, they would be disappointed with that, Penrith, because they had 14-0. The only player they had out was Cleary, and they sort of just went to sleep. I was like, what are you doing, Penrith? Go away with it. I thought they would have went on and won by 20-30 when Pearce and Watson were off. I'm like, oh, jeez, here we go. But, you know, Newcastle were brilliant. They came back. Penrith were outstanding as well, but Penrith did go to sleep for a while there, but far out. What a game of football it was. You know, both sides are going to be pretty tired next week. Penrith are going to play the Warriors, so bit of a short turnaround, Sunday to Friday. Newcastle got to play Canberra, which hopefully they have some players back. They're all bloody injured, so well done to both sides. You know, it was a great game of football, and I'm gonna give Penrith's performance probably a 7 out of 10. I did slack off a bit. I'm gonna give Newcastle performance about a 7 out of 10 as well. Newcastle could have been better, but both sides were brave. I thought Newcastle were brave as well, but what a game of football. Well done to both sides. A draw is what the final score was, and then just then, Manly and the Bulldogs were far out. The Bulldogs, they're not sure if it's rugby league or it's Mad Monday. Seriously, they were garbage, the Bulldogs. They were absolutely terrible tonight, you know. Without Kieran Foran, they're an absolute mess, you know. I thought Lachlan Lewis was really poor. His kicking game was shit. I thought the Bulldogs' attack overall was garbage. They don't have any strike at all, the Bulldogs. But Tenny Zelezniak sure as hell ain't a fullback. He's a winger or a centre at best. The Bulldogs' forward pack looks pretty good on paper, but it's just not working, you know. Tolman's probably better off the bench at his age. He's getting a bit on, Tolman. Bit old, bit slow, doesn't really do much. The Bulldogs were hammered through the middle. I thought for Manly, you know, I thought Addin Fanua-Blake was brilliant. His meters were outstanding. Tommy Turbo scored the first 2 tries. Shout out to Tom Trbojevic and Curtis Sheridan for winning me some money. I had a multi late before the game started. I had Turbo anytime try scorer, and I had Sheridan anytime, and I had 20 on it. I ended up winning about $120 in the end, so shout out to the Manly side for that. You know, Manly were pretty average. They were pretty, you know, they weren't brilliant or anything. They just did what they had to do. That they took advantage of a pretty flat Bulldog side who don't have much at all. They made a lot of errors, the Seagulls, but I'm sure they'll improve off that. It's understandable, you know. Every club this weekend was every club's first game in about 10 weeks or so. But you know, I thought Manly they just did what they had to do today, and they were way too good for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have got not much. My man of the match in the Manly game would have went to Tom Trbojevic or Addin Fanua-Blake. I'll give it to Tommy Turbo. He was brilliant. My man of the match in the Penrith Newcastle game, I'd probably give it to maybe Stephen Crichton, maybe Billy Kickow, but for Newcastle, maybe Saifiti. I'll tell you what, with the Newcastle Penrith game, I'm going to go even with the man of the match. I'm going to go man of the match for Penrith. I'm going to go with Stephen Crichton. And in the Manly Bulldogs game, I'm going to give it to Tommy Turbo. So, Panthers Knights, I'll go Stephen Crichton and Daniel Saifiti. And in the Manly game, I'll give it to Tommy Turbo. But look, overall, I think Manly can really improve of that performance. They have a huge game next Saturday night against the Parramatta Eels. That'll be an absolute blockbuster. That'll be the game of the round next Saturday at 5:30. The Eels versus the Seagulls. What a game that'll be. But look, tonight I thought Manly were about probably a 7.5 out of 10, and I thought the Bulldogs were about a 3 out of 10, man. The Bulldogs they can't do anything right at the moment. They need Kieran Foran back ASAP. But, you know, overall, full credit to Manly. Too good tonight. And congratulations to Penrith and Newcastle on a draw of a great game of football, which ended up as a draw. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the Sunday night football review. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Monday night, tomorrow night, will be the corner post. Stay tuned for that. I'll also be doing a video probably midnight or probably Monday sometime in the afternoon. It's hard to say. I'm either going to do a Team of the Week video, which is going to be my Team of the Week, which will be around midnight tonight, or it'll be tomorrow during the daytime sometime. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope your team did well on the weekend. If they didn't, I hope your team goes well next week, or I hope your team improves, or I hope your team gets better. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the corner post, which I'm looking forward to doing. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good one, guys.